Today, let us discuss on National Curriculum Framework 2023, specialized in classroom teaching and planning. My name is Santosh Chungat, and with me, my panelist, Tushara Sanjeev. Welcome again.
A good educational institution is the one in which every student feels welcomed and cared for, where a safe and stimulating environment exists, where wide range of activities are offered, where good physical infrastructure and resources are available for all the students.
Keeping this vision in mind, Government of India, the Ministry of Education, along with NCERT, has developed National Curriculum Framework 2023. This is the roadmap to achieve these goals. The NCF has designed 4 different curriculum frameworks. They are National Curriculum Framework for Early Childhood and Care. Second one, National Curriculum Framework for School Education. Third one, National Curriculum Framework for Teacher Education. And finally, National Curriculum Framework for Adult Education.
The NCF focuses on a positive change in school education in India as envisioned by NEP 2020. So actually we can say NCF 2023 is actually showing, or it brings life to NEP 2020.
NEP has clearly stated their goal. So NCF claims or aims to help change practices in education, not just by curricular content or pedagogy, but also by including school environment and culture. This holistic curriculum transformation will definitely enable us to positively transform students' learning experiences.
Yes. So to attain these goals, NCF actually helping the educators by providing comprehensive guidelines. Sir, could you please elaborate on how it helps teachers in their teaching strategies?
See, as we all know, teaching is a deliberate act carried out with the intention of bringing about learning in children. That is the prime motive. So this deliberate act needs to be well planned.
Yes.
If you are going for a war, if you are not planned well, you are going to lose. So planning can be considered as the integral part of teaching, especially classroom teaching.
Yes.
Planning includes constructing and organizing classroom tasks as per the competencies and outcomes to be achieved. Here we have to give focus on the outcome, learning outcome or learning objectives. If we are clear about this, this is going to be achieved. Pedagogy to be followed. There should be a pedagogy to follow. And also resources, which all resources are to be used, and assessment to be carried out for a fruitful development of all these above set goals.
Yeah. So when we plan our lessons, all these areas are to be taken care very well.
See, normally what happens, at the end of every academic year, we first plan out the next year's year plan. Once the year plan is set, we will be moving about the lesson plan and how to go for the classroom teaching. So once these plannings are done, we have, in fact, we can say we have crossed half the mile.
Yeah.
So here, the planning includes support activities for children. There should be a home assignments and the displays, especially the notice board works. It should be planned, and what is being taught. The teacher or the people who are planning the curriculum should be clear about all this in hand.
So we can say a good planning, we should be very clear about the aims of education,
True.
the curricular goals, the competencies and the learning outcomes. It is very important for us when we sit for the planning, we should know all these, the aims of education. I repeat all these aims of education, this competencies, curricular goals and the learning outcomes.
I agree to that. When we discuss about the major components of a teaching plan are, as we discussed earlier,
Yeah.
it is going to be the competencies, intended lesson objectives, and learning outcomes. If the teacher is clear about, if the educator has a clarity on what are the objectives that he or she is aiming after this class, so we should be clear about first the lesson objective and also the learning outcome.
Yeah, sure. So learning objectives, when we say we know the topic, and as per that, suppose if we are taking an English lesson or we are teaching them paragraph writing, so we will be having an objective, right? So in that objective we'll be discussing or we will be mentioning that students will be able to write a paragraph and with an introductory sentence, with the body and a concluding sentence. Okay, and when we take the example of math, especially in primary classes and all, when we start a new topic like division and all, learning objective will be students will be correctly calculate this division problems by using single digit or two digit numbers. So there are many examples for each subject. We can say students will be able to create, they will be able to analyze, they will be able to apply the skill when when we plan or when they learn this lesson.
True. See, since we are discussing about the elements of learning outcomes, the major or the central character in the beginning of what we say in the 19th century system of education, we gave importance to the teacher.
Yeah.
But now we have changed from the behaviorist classrooms, we have moved to the constructive classrooms, and the student or the child is the center.
Yep.
So in a way we can say that today's education is child-centered.
Yeah.
So outcomes, the learning outcome should be phrased from the perspective of the student, and also it should be written in the language which is applicable to them.
Yeah. Okay, so definitely this learning outcomes, when we say it should be a measurable one, it should be, we should be able to assess, and it should be a concise, it should be a meaningful one, and it should be achievable also.